So my dear student, I am going to discuss on the topic of depreciation. Okay, so depreciation is one of the most important factor for any manufacturing industry or any industry for calculation of future assets or tax payment, all these things. Okay, so just understand the topics depreciation. So if you want to define the depreciation, just understand one thing. If you are going to buy assets, okay, initially at T is equals to 0, you are going to buy this one, okay, for today. You are going to buy this pen today, and after 2 to 3 years, you are writing this from this pen continuously. After 2 to 3 years, if you have bought this pen today for rupees 10 rupees, at a rupee for a 10 rupee RS, then what will happen? If you are writing from this pen every day, after 5 days, what will happen? The refill of this pen or the ink of this pen will get vanished. Then after what will happen? If you are going to sell this pen, then how much amount of money you will get? Because you won't be getting 10 rupees. Why? Because you have used the ink of this pen. Definitely. So no one is going to take this pen at rupees 10. Okay. Definitely you will get a very lesser amount of money if you will sell after 5 days. Okay. So this is the concept of depreciation. The basic things that comes for depreciation is this example. Okay. So each and every assets degraded. The value of each and every assets degraded after its use. Just like if you are going to buy a heat exchanger today, okay, and you have started using this heat exchanger. Now, after use of 10 years or 5 years, what will happen? There are so many problems that can occur in the heat exchanger. There are falling problem, pipe leakage problem, or cell leakage problem, or different types of problem that can occur. So, due to this particular reason, what will happen? The value or the cost of heat exchanger is getting reduced each and every year. Okay, so this is called as the depreciation. Means due to use of any property, the value of that property or the value of that asset used to decrease. So that process is called the depreciation. Okay, so I think up to this point you all have cleared what is the meaning of depreciation. Okay, so you don't have to focus about the definition of depreciation. It may be asked in your college examination or in semester examination, but GATE is not going to ask the definition of depreciation. Already I have told you the definition of depreciation. Okay, so now there are two types of depreciation. Depreciation has categorized in two forms. First form, that is physical depreciation. And the second type of depreciation, that is called functional. Functional depreciation. Okay, so if you will see the physical depreciation, what is the meaning of physical depreciation? Just understand one thing. There are so many things that used to happen in industry, because as a design engineer, as a chemical engineer, we have to focus on the equipment parts. Okay, so there are so many things, factors, physical factors, just like corrosion, tear and wear, or accident, all these things that comes in the physical depreciation. Due to all these things, just tear and wear, corrosion, accident, all these things which causes the degradation in the value of any equipment or any assets, that depreciation comes in the category of physical depreciation. So I am just writing here, it comes in, it occurs due to wear and tear, corrosion, due to accident, due to aging. All these factors that will cause the degradation in the value of any object or any asset, then it will come in the category of physical depreciation. Okay. So when it comes to the functional depreciation, why functional depreciation is involved? First topic, you can write it in the functional depreciation is technological advancement. Technological advancement. Second topic that will come in this, shift in population. Third point, you can write inadequacy capitals. Fourth, you can write abandonment of the industry. Amendment of the industry. Abandonment of the industry. Just understand one. I think of physical depreciation you all are clear now. If you think about the functional depreciation, in the functional depreciation, first I have written the point technological advancement. Okay, just understand one thing. What is the meaning of that? Sometimes what used to happen, if you will see, today you are going to buy a bike having cost 50,000 rupees or 70,000 rupees. Okay. Now after sometimes what will happen, a bike having more than that facility which you have right now, and that come with a lesser cost in the market, then definitely people will get intended to purchase that bike that comes later on, and they won't be buying the bike that you are containing right now earlier. Okay, due to technological advancement. So due to this, what will happen? The bike you have earlier, you have to purchase, you have to buy this bike on the very low cost. Okay, again this is degrading the value of assets due to technological advancement. Okay, second, inadequacy of the capital. Sometimes what will happen, you have some you have industry, and in that condition what will happen, so you have a shortage of money. Okay, you are going to be bankrupt. Then in that condition what will happen, you have to sell your plant. Okay, you have to sell your assets, and in that time no one is going to take that asset on the original cost. Okay, then on that condition what will happen, you have to sell that assets on a lower value that with respect to the initial value. Okay, so again here, due to inadequacy in your assets, it is going to degrade your assets value. That is also a part of depreciation. Okay, next thing is that if due to abandonment of the plant, just understand one thing. If you will see the examples 1 month earlier, there is a leakage of stagnant gas in the LG plant in Vizag. Due to this particular reason, people have started protesting to shut down this plant, that plant. Due to this reason, what will happen? Now that plant manager or that plant's MD will be planning to sold the plant. Okay, so whatever the equipment which is set in the plant, no one is going to take that equipment on the original cost. Okay, this is his problem that he is selling the equipment. So he has to sell that equipment, or he has to sell that plant's equipment a cost which is lower than the initial value. Okay, why? Because the plant is going to be abandoned, that is going to be shut down. Okay, in that condition the amounts value or the assets value is going to be decreased. That comes in the category of what? Functional depreciation. So I think up to this part, physical depreciation and functional depreciation, you all are clear now. Okay, now I am going to discuss about depreciable assets. It is important thing which can be the depreciable assets, because everything can't get depreciated. Okay, so I am going to discuss. It is important thing in depreciation. Depreciable assets. When it comes to depreciable assets, then we can define the depreciable asset. The asset having life, total life or service life is more than 1 year. Minimum 1 year's life should be mandatory. Is mandatory for the depreciable assets. Okay, so you can define the assets having service life more than 1 year and which is put on for the trade for getting the profit. Okay, you are going to put that object or that assets having service life more than 1 year to get profit, then that asset will be called as the depreciable asset. Why I am telling like that? Because if you have, just understand one thing, you have a heat exchanger, okay, or you have a distillation column, or you have a chemical reactor, PFR, CSTR, anything that can happen, that is all the chemical instrument assets or machines we are using in the for the production of any substance in the industry. Okay, so now understand one thing, having life period more than 1 year. Okay, if any reactor you are going to select, then definitely life period will be more than 1 year. For second thing is that you have to earn profit from that assets. Okay, how can you earn the profit from that asset? Because there will you will be forming so many different substances, different products from that reactor, na? And after selling that product, you will be getting profit. So, if due to depreciation, what will happen? The value of or the life of that product, that reactor is going to be decreased or degraded. If you are going to sell that reactor 5 years or 10 years later, then definitely you will be getting a lesser value than the original amount you have bought initially. Okay. Due to this particular reason, that asset will be called as a depreciable asset. Having life cycle or service life more than 1 year and which has put for the trade to get some amount of profit. Okay. So this was the part of depreciable asset. Okay. Now I am going to discuss about what is the factor that can affect factors affecting the depreciation. Okay. This is some of basic things that you have to keep in your mind. Factors affecting depreciation. First is initial value of assets. Second, salvage value of assets. Third one, service life. And fourth one, method we are going to use for the calculation of depreciation. These four methods that will be affecting the depreciation calculation. Later on I will be telling different method of depreciation calculation. In that method you will see the initial value, salvage value, service life method we are going to use for calculation of depreciation. All these things will come in factors affecting the depreciation. Okay. Now I am going to discuss some definition here. Okay. Some definition that you should know when you are going to calculate the depreciation. Okay. First, current value. Okay. How will you define the current value of the asset? Now, just understand one thing. If you are going to sell any object, okay, just like I have prepared or I have made this pen in my industry and I am going to sell this pen at ₹5 right now. So this is the current value of this money. Means the amount of money you are getting after selling of the any object or any assets at that point of time, then that value will be called as the current value. Okay. I think up to this point the current value you all have clear. Okay. Now second definition that comes is book value. Okay. The value of any asset after some time of use is called as book value. Okay, understand one thing. How book value? Just understand one thing. If you are going to make a pen right now, okay, having initial investment, just any assets is there. And having initial investment, you have invested and you have made this in a rupees 10,000 rupees. Okay. Now you are going to buy this after 2 years. How much money you will be getting after 2 years? Okay. Just understand, if you are getting 8,000 rupees for this instrument or for this assets, after 2 years is 8,000. Then this value is called as the book value. Then this value will be called as the book value. So you can define the book value in this way. The value of assets after some time of its use is called as the book value. Okay. Now third point that I have written there is the salvage value. the value of assets at the end of its service life. At the end of its service life, then that will be called as the salvage value. Just understand one thing. If you are going to use a reactor and initially here you have made the reactor with a capital of 10,000 rupees and having a service life is equals to 10 years. The design engineer has told you that it has a service life of 10 years. Now, after this use, what will happen? Then depreciation is mandatory. Then the value of this reactor will get appreciated. And after 10 years, you are getting only 1,000 rupees as a scrap form, because after the service life, what will happen? This will come in the category of a scrap, na? Otherwise, no one is going to take because you have used this reactor completely. Okay. Because the service life is 10 years, I will tell you later on what is the definition of service life. After this reactor is not going to be in use. Okay. So after that, you are getting only 1,000 rupees. That rupees will be called as salvage value. Means you can define the salvage value of any assets is the value or the value of assets or the money of we are getting from assets after its service life. Okay. As a scrap form, in a scrap form, that value will be called as the salvage value. Okay, it is denoted by VS. Generally, I will be using the notation VS and I will be using the notation VA for book value. Means AR year. If you are going to calculate the value of any assets after AR year, then it will be called as the book value of that assets after AR year. Okay. Now, I am going to define as the service life. Service life. The time up to which the use of any assets is economically feasible. I am writing the definition. The time period up to which the use of an asset is economically feasible. I have written the one term, economically feasible. Just understand one thing. Economically feasible. What is the meaning of economically feasible? Just understand. If you are going to buy a distillation column, okay, and after the use of distillation column, you are continuously using. So the quality of this distillation column will be degrading, or the material, the strength of material of this distillation column will be degrading. So you have to invest some amount of money for their investment or repairing. Okay, if investment or repairing is getting more and more every year, so much money you have to invest on for the repair maintenance for that distillation column, then definitely it's better to replace that distillation column with the newer one. Why we are wasting? Why we will waste the huge amount of money for the maintenance? It's stupidity totally, na? Because we have to, apart from using each and every year investing on the maintenance, we can invest some amount of money to buy a new distillation column. Na? That's why the service life is the life period or life span for any project up to which it will be economically feasible. Means you are not going to invest more and more money for their maintenance. Then that life will be called as the service life of that particular object. Okay. Now I am going to discuss the market value. Now I am not writing the definition. Just understand the definition. Market value of an asset will be defined as the value of an asset. You are going to sell that assets in an open market. Okay, just like you have manufactured a pen of 10 rupees and you are going to sell this pen in 12 rupees in the open market. Then that 12 rupees is called as the market. Then this 12 rupees will be called as the market value for these assets. Okay, so the people who is going to buy this pen in the market, that money will be called as the market value. Okay, so this was the some basic definition regarding the depreciation term. Okay, now I am going to discuss the topic how different method of depreciation, and first method that comes in this category is a straight line method. Second, decline. Third one, double decline. And fourth one, sum of year decline. These four different methods for the calculation of depreciation is most important, and alternate year you can say one question that used to come in GATE examinations from this method. Okay, so there are different assumptions, there are different use of all these methods. Okay, depend upon the scenario where we have to use and for which instrument, for which equipment, for which industry we are going to calculate the straight line depreciation method or decline balance method, double decline balance method, or sum of year digital method. I will tell you the advantage, disadvantage of all these methods, where we have to use and how we calculate the depreciation. So I am going to start from the straight line method. A straight line method is called as the SLM method also. So in a straight line method, the economics has decided, given the theory about, in a straight line method, if you want to see the assumption, first and foremost assumption that comes in a straight line method is the amount of depreciation is same for every year. If you are calculating depreciation, then you will be getting each and every year same amount of depreciation. Okay, so understand one thing, how will you calculate? Just understand, there is a project or there is an equipment having initial value V0, and already I have discussed you the salvage value Vs. Okay, so salvage value Vs. Okay, now how will you calculate the depreciation here? So the depreciation is equals to initial amount minus salvage value upon and life year, service life. So here you can write V0 is equals to asset, Vs is equals to salvage value, and N is equals to service life. Okay, so you have to calculate, you have calculated the depreciation from this formula, and assumption was that the amount of depreciation for each and every year will be same for the straight line method. Okay, now understand one thing, depreciation will be same each and every year. Just understand, you are going to calculate here, this will be the time axis, and here N is equals to 0 and N is equals to N, that is the service life. Okay, here this will be the money. Now you have to calculate at a particular time, different time, the value of these assets. Okay, because this assets is going to be depreciated and the value of this assets is going to be decreased. Okay, that's what the graph is like that. Okay, so if you will see, then from that formula you have written D is equals to V0 minus ds upon N. Okay, now if you are going to calculate the value of assets, here this will be V0, here after 1 year you will be getting value V1, V2, V3, V4, so I am writing here V1, anything here you will be getting V1, for this year you will be getting V2, N is equals to 1, N is equals to 2, N is equals to 3, different year you will be getting the value of N is equals to 5, so here it will be V5. So different year you have to calculate the value of depreciation. So how will you calculate? So here this was the V1 and here V0, here V1. So from here to here there is a value of depreciation Again here the value will be degraded by factor of d. Here again by factor of d. Here again a factor of d. Why? Because this is a straight line method, and each and every year the Sx is going to degrade in equal amount. Okay. So if you want to calculate the value of V1, then V1 is equal to what? V0 minus d. Now you want to calculate V2. V2 is equal to what? V1 minus d. Now you have calculated the value of V1. Just substitute here. You will get V0 minus d is equals to what? V0 minus 2d. Again, if you will calculate V3 is equals to V0 minus 3d. So if you want to calculate VA, then you can calculate V0 minus AD. So here VA is the book value of that assets after a year. Okay. So this is the book value. You can calculate. You can say this is a book value. If in the question V0 is given, number of at any particular year is given, depreciation you have calculated, then definitely you will calculate the VA. Now from the graph, how will you calculate? Just understand one thing. If you will see from this one, V at any particular time, I am writing V at any year, that is equal to what? V0 minus of AD. V0 minus AD. So if you will see in a straight line method, then V at any particular y and x axis is this time axis. So you will get a negative slope of depreciation. Slope will give you the depreciation, and this intercept will give you the value of initial value. Initial value of it. Intercept will give you the initial value of asset. So I am writing d is slope of the graph, and V0 will be the intercept. Okay, why negative slope? Because the value of assets is going to decrease continuously, and there will be an equal decrement in assets each and every year. That's why the depreciation value is going to be same for each and every year. Okay, so you can calculate the value of book value by the straight line method. Okay, so the major advantage of this method is it gives the depreciation amount same each and every year. Okay, that was the major assumptions which has been taken in the depreciation method for the calculation of the book value of any assets for a particular period or for a particular year. Okay, so up to this year it's okay. Straight line method, we'll be discussing numericals on the straight line method in my next lecture. Okay, so thank you for today.